Welcome back to Behind the Build. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we have never been more connected, and yet most of us are never fully here. We're present physically, but mentally somewhere else. Scrolling, refreshing, and consuming. We are all guilty of that, aren't we? It's not a discipline problem, but it is an attention crisis. And you know, the opposite of presence isn't distraction, it's disconnection from yourself. So today we'll be talking about being present in a screen obsessed world. Okay. We are not here to be against technology, but rather learning how to live. Living in the moment and enjoying the emotions it brings, no matter good or bad.
Also finding a good balance. We can never escape away from technology these days because nowadays every work that we are doing is related to technology. So I think it's just finding the right balance between those two and when to actually live in the current present.
So have you seen some people when you speak to, they're just using their phones in front of you?
Mhm.
And these days it seems to be more accepted. I mean, not by me lah. I don't accept these things. Unless I ask the other party in advance, is it okay I take some notes? Is it okay I pull something up? Then they won't feel like, hey, how come this guy just take out his phone and in the middle of a conversation, especially since we're dealing with clients, right? And we are walking around site. Sometimes it's not convenient to hold a book and a pen. So we need a phone, and then we take photos at the same time and notes. So yeah, I can imagine sometimes when I speak to designers, yeah, they're just on the screen like. So I'm like, are you sure you got what I said?
Mm.
Yeah. What do you think?
I feel it's okay as long as you let the person know first. Like you don't just suddenly, okay, like say for example now you're talking to me, then I'm just using my phone, I'm just typing. From your point of view, it could be, are you listening to me?
Mm.
Or are you writing down notes? But if you actually let the person know, they're like, okay, I know this person is focusing on listening to me while trying to type, which is something that unfortunately I tend to do as well, but not so much on the phone, on the iPad, because like we mentioned, when we walk around with clients, I'm just constantly taking down. If let's say you're not there to talk to the client, if I'm the one who is listening to the client and at the same time I still have to take down notes, take down everything the client say, and then start drawing what the client requests, it can get very, very overwhelming. Yeah.
So would you say that you have an screen obsession? Okay,
Yes.
that being okay, what a screen obsession means, right? That means in your free time, you got nothing to do, whip out the phone. Right? Before you sleep, you whip out the phone. And in the morning, the first thing you do, whip out the phone.
Mm.
On top of that, using the phone for every single thing, even if you don't have to. For example, overly checking your emails,
Mm.
checking if anyone replied you, and scrolling social media endlessly, consuming things that honestly are not important.
I mean, that's also the way we tell ourselves, or it's being built within ourselves that our rest time. Imagine we're already so tired from work, right? We just want our own me time in front of TikTok, Instagram. And then after that, the moment we wake up, we use phone as an excuse of defrosting. Yeah, so I think it's just a modern day problem that unfortunately we cannot really escape from.
So, what does screen obsession do to us?
Okay, first of all, I think it's more having shorter attention span nowadays. Also because of the content that we are seeing online.
Yeah, so like people can't really read an entire article anymore.
And
If there are no hooks.
right, and long form.
Yeah.
Nowadays people don't really, or at least most people don't really go and watch long form. They just focus on 6 seconds, done, 6 seconds,
Yeah.
done. Just keep swiping on it.
Agree.
And I think the other one is also having living in a world of comparison and idolization. You know how we always see people on social media, influencers on social media, like wow, living such a lavish life, you know, like the relationship, their marriage got no problem at all. But sometimes like it's this kind of people who has couple YouTube channel or couples that show like, oh, you know, their relationship is perfect, right? Most of the time they end up divorcing or breaking up. Yeah, then after that, the other one is fragmented attention. So it's really at a point where we, especially with all the AI, everything, what is counted as living in the present nowadays? Like nowadays, when you look at your phone, right, you'll be like, first of all, is this even real? And nowadays, AI technology is really damn crazy.
Do you remember that time there was this AI thing that just came out where people started like photoshopping themselves into anime
Mm,
and then the winter background with the dress up and then
yes.
they look damn unreal. Then they start like putting it on their display pictures.
Someone you know very well.
Yeah, they're like those the winter sonata. Wow, behind wow, like they are in some snow country, winter country, which is nice. And some more, wow, they look very
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah. So it raises their self-identity from a 6 to a 10.
Mm. And also the other one is hiding behind screens, or what we call the online police. Like you see nowadays on Facebook, TikTok, all this, the comments they are like the righteous comments, right? Like as though they are the law. They say, no, you know, this is correct, they should have done this, the government should have done this, or this influencer should have done this, shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have cheated.
And the doxing stuff as well.
Yeah. So all this, because now we are living in this era where pretty much the phone becomes us. So whatever that we say is it's very easy. We can always just comment on Facebook.
Yeah, it's so easily done, right?
And
You
then
just hide behind a fake profile somehow.
don't put your display photo.
Yeah.
That's it.
So in the past, right, these things used to be you look at newspaper, you saw the article, you saw this person, oh, maybe I know him, maybe I don't know him. Maybe I go to work, I don't even talk about it.
Mm.
Maybe people just forget. And you know, there's no further animosity or you know, you read the comment, the moment it start to enter your eyes, go into your brain, then it gives you some form of negative emotions. You know, it's overstimulating when you look at phone.
No, and also in terms of say last time we look at news or this, generally the information on the newspaper, on what you see on like CNA news or this, they are generally true.
Hmm.
But because for technology, I mean on social media nowadays, the things that you are reading, you also need to fact check.
Mm.
Like all the POFMA, everything, you may not exactly know what information you are actually reading and feeding yourself. They end up like as though everybody knows the whole world, like becomes very informative about general knowledge, but actually the informations may all be wrong. So, like I mentioned, our phone, our social media becomes the only way we know how to relax, or force interpretation of what we call as relaxation. Because like example, off days nowadays, off day, what do you want to do? Okay, fine, do laundry, do your necessity, and then after that you just sleep, and then or just use your phone, and that is counted as our me time.
Yeah, I find myself skipping the necessary things just by scrolling. And then by the time I look at time, I'm like, oh, it's a bit too late.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because the moment
horrible.
you start scrolling, sometimes you can scroll all the way until like 4-5 hours.
That's right.
Just by
That's why it's called doom scrolling.
and probably at contents that really are not informative at all.
Everybody has ADHD nowadays, like some form of ADHD. You're supposed to go online to find something. They all see the meme where like there's an emergency happening and then the person was supposed to call 911. They open their phone and then they started scrolling TikTok and then their friends like dying on there.
Yeah, then to bring you back to the point of fragmented identity, other than people who enhance their images and put them in very wonderful places, right? Have you seen those people who are topic experts at everything but never ever done those activities before or even explored places for themselves?
Example?
Like for example, if I look at Harping, wow, so nice. Then then someone talks about it. Oh, Harping, very cool, very beautiful. Have you been there? Oh no. Or even expert at skills like consulting without actually having done the work for like maybe 20, 30 years in business consulting. Then is a young man start selling consulting courses. What is going on? A subject matter, not even a subject matter expert, but he wants to teach people, just things like that. I feel like it kind of like pulls people away from reality. And for us who knows what things should be, right? We look at these kind of people and we're like, scam.
You know who's the subject matter expert in Singapore? The taxi drivers.
Why leh?
No, like sometimes when you go and talk to them, I don't know about now, but in the past, right, you just talk to them, they'll be like, yeah, this one very easy one. Last time was it like say for example plaster. Yeah, last time I also do my own house, everything plaster a bit okay already, yeah. Yeah. They, they are the ones that pretty much like always got comments about everything in Singapore.
Yeah, even for people who are addicted to gaming, right? What essentially you're doing is stealing time away from yourself to actually spend the time to go and gain experience and go and learn something new.
But I can see gaming. I understand why people game sometimes.
Gaming is fine, but what I mean is, do you know that there's an increasing amount of people who like to watch people who game rather than game themselves?
Yes, I know.
So, yeah, so that one it kind of gives you the same dopamine, but it's just not you doing it, and you would think that after that, right, after watching, you'd be like, yeah, it's easy, I can do it, and then you start to screw up, right? And after you screw up, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Then in a way, it's a form of self-sabotage, right? You didn't even spend the time trying to do it and making it, and you give up because you thought it was so easy in the first place. I think it's a recurring thing, even for business these days. A lot of kids like to set up their own business, right? And when things don't work out in the timeline that they want, right? And it doesn't work. Right? No, you didn't put enough work in it to make it work.
I mean, for me, I'm guilty of watching people play games. No, but I don't watch them because like, okay, very easy, I can do it also. It's the fact that I cannot do it, that's why I watch them. Yeah, especially like those professional gamers.
Do you play games?
Right?
Do you play
Last
games?
time I play Dota and CS. Yeah, Dota and CS. But it's because I suck at it, that I watch them play and I'm like, they are so good.
And do you see an increasing amount of people who like to listen to influencers instead of actually listening to like subject matter experts, like I mentioned? Yeah, but these people, you saw the meme, influencer, skill 0, talking 10, popularity 10. Then you have the professor, talking 1, popularity 0,
Dude.
but knowledge 10. And then like nobody's watching him, but everyone's watching the influencer. So I think that's what we are facing right now.
Are we?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are much rather listen to an influencer because they already have a following, so they believe like everyone who follows them are like blind. You know the blind following the blind. Yeah, they're just blindly following them. Oh, what she said must be true because she tried it out. But it's not exactly accurate. But when the professor is like telling them something, I'm like, but this influencer do this way. Why cannot?
So it brings us back to the point of that 6 seconds thing that people follow. They just chase the dopamine, but they don't chase the depth of the topic.
You're saying how people watch our
Yeah, no lah.
snippets.
Rage baiting. Rage baiting.
Yeah, and I realized one of the things that happened to me while having a lot of screen time, right, is rest no longer feels restful. That means waking up or even ending a break, feeling more tired than before. So why is that? Like we mentioned, right? Break time, take out phone, send memes to each other, make fun of each other. We call it break, but we're actually working during this break.
I think the brain, in this case, never really stops processing or working. Then after that, especially at night also.
Yes. So it's unnecessarily stimulating the mind. Like sometimes I tell myself I want to nap for an hour, but I just scroll for 1 hour, then I nap for another hour, then I wake up still tired.
Do you get that? Let's say you take nap, 1 hour nap, but before that 1 hour nap, you are actually using your phone, and then in that 1 hour nap, you actually end up dreaming
No.
I
about the content, or dreaming that that you are actually using your phone and scrolling.
No.
can't say I have.
Oh, I have So because I scroll my phone at night, in the middle of the night, I can dream of myself holding my phone in my bed, scrolling.
The only dreams I have is I dream that I'm working and I'm just like, let me sleep.
Yeah, so I also want to reference back to the point where break time, go and play a game. Play games is supposed to be relaxing, right? But if you play games like Mobile Legends, it's not relaxing, you know?
Toxic.
It gives you even more stress.
Yeah.
So that kind of constant stimulation, right, kind of overloads your nervous system. And over time, if you keep doing that, it becomes chronic.
High blood pressure.
Yeah, so your rest time doesn't feel like rest anymore. Then you got no time to regulate your nervous system. And you end up with, like I said, high blood pressure, then always like flight or fight kind of thing. Temper starts to go very easily.
Do you think it actually affects the brain processing speed over time? Like because you're so tired.
I really feel like that's how you use social media. Because, okay, to be fair, I feel like there's good on social media. There is really some useful things that you can learn through social media, like life hacks, like cooking. Okay,
6-second hook.
yeah,
Yeah.
6 second hooks. Okay, unless you're gonna watch like 5 minutes craft this kind of videos lah, then you are really brain rot all the way. But there is some videos that I feel like they are very helpful, especially when you're like trying to travel, right? But I also do feel that if you use it the wrong way, then yeah, you become like brain rot lor. Your your brain system, the way you think, the thing, you're just reliant on social media that people start categorizing you as the Americans. Air quotes.
Because you open Instagram, you scroll finish, then you open some TikTok. TikTok you never scroll finish. Then you close, then you open Twitter. It's never ending. It's always a slippery slope.
Okay, then how about during meal times?
Meal times, I like to eat my food and not use my phone.
I cannot. I like to watch a show and eat my food.
For me, I will usually put like documentaries. Then, but at least to me, it's information and general knowledge in this sense.
When
So
you eat a cockroach, you wouldn't even notice it.
No, I will notice the food. I just need background noise. I cannot
yeah.
I cannot have nothing going on. It just feels too quiet.
Yeah, like recently, I think just last night only. Last night I was eating while listening to the documentary on Japanese being overworked. Yeah. Then they're talking about how from an external perspective we always see Japanese as like very polite, very efficient. But actually on the other hand, internally it's because they are so slow in their decision making that they always have to stay overtime. And because of cultural and societal stress, pressure, they end up staying way past their work timing and into OT. That's why they always have the very high suicide and things like that. Yeah, but basically that was what I learned while I was having my dinner.
Okay, wait. I have a question. Since we're on the topic of eating, right? Let's say that you're eating with a partner or a family member. You all know the statement, physically present, mentally absent, where everyone is just on their phone. And like, for example, you're on a date and your significant other or your date is just chronically on their phone.
Just means they're not that interested in you.
Is it though, or is it too comfortable with you?
Or is it just that because everyone is like in a brain rot that it's just a zombie going out? Because everyone's trying to be an influencer now, right? I think you personally have experiences.
No, but what if actually you really just want silence?
So why, if you want silence, so why are you playing like scrolling IG reels
Okay, this is based
on
on if
TikTok.
you are still scrolling.
Yeah. It's like if you just want silence, then okay lah, everybody put their phone aside, that's fine. But why is it that right now, like family dinners or anything, especially when they have a child, it's always that's why it's called the iPad generation, because you give your kid an iPad to just make sure that he's eating or distracted. That's not helpful.
In the past, we weren't allowed to watch TV while eating.
Oh,
That's why we do not have this habit
We are
when we grow
so
up.
different.
That is why you mentioned earlier you need to watch something.
No, because
iPad generation.
Yeah, I am the iPad
I
generation.
do as well. I listen to, I watch documentary.
Okay.
Even though I'm in your generation.
No, because my story is just that my uncle used to play the TV in the background, right? But he would never let us watch it. And our curiosity will just get the better of us, and we'll just keep watching it, and we'll just get punished after that.
But do you feel tired after eating? If you have to.
I feel like I eat more if I have something playing rather than I don't have something playing. Because I will get very sleepy and I get very bored of my food. So I'll just like eat to mouth and I'll just be like, I'm done. Thank you.
Sleepy and bored of food.
I don't know. If I were to be always stimulated, right? Definitely you feel tired. Definitely feel very tired.
But you are always too overly stimulated.
Yeah, it's bad habits, I think, more than addictions. So, most people don't feel tired because they do too much. It's because they don't give themselves enough rest and never let their attention have nothing to land on. Okay? So why being busy feels safer than being present? Stillness brings unresolved emotions.
I feel like a lot of lonely people out there will give you the answer.
They are wiser people, I believe. Because you get to sit in silence and observe people around you and how screen time affects them. Like, for example, if you sit in silence in nature, yes, maybe the first few minutes, oh, there's a bird, there's an iguana running around, people are jogging. Then you start to reflect on your day. What do you do today? What do you do yesterday? What have you been doing for the past year? Then you start to think, why do we behave in a certain way? Why do we react a certain way? Are we like too stressed out because we've been watching too many things, too many opinions, too many things to remember, you know? And then we have to learn to deal with it.
I think to counter that statement, I think why a lot of people choose to go to social media rather than their own thoughts is because they have a tendency to overthink. And then when you overthink, you go into this state of like,
This loop.
yeah, this endless cycle of like, oh shit, am I not enough? Am I doing enough? And that's like a reflective state that just ends up with people like, I don't want to do anything because I feel like I have no hope in life. So they throw themselves into social media to distract themselves from thinking such thoughts.
Okay, what about long distance relationship? Where the only form of connection is phone.
Why don't you treat that as like a conversation in real life? But just as that. But don't just leave it endlessly blind there and then you can do something else. Then I feel that it's a bit unnecessary already.
Yeah, it's like a lot of long distance relationship, they leave the call on. And then everyone's just like doing their own things. Or like, we are on call with each other, but I'm sharing memes with you on a different platform.
Or I'm falling asleep, then suddenly wake up, oh, are you still there? It kind of disturbs your intention of going to sleep.
I don't think that has anything to do with social media long distance relationship because like it's just having a conversation. But the thing why it interrupts is that you're having a conversation, you have the FaceTime turned on, but instead of having an actual conversation, you're on different social media platforms, sharing I don't know, videos, reels, IG posts with the partner instead of actually having a conversation and a connection with your partner instead. And what's the point of the FaceTime call?
So what we do is we try to only allocate a certain time and say like, okay, I mean, okay, not so much about social media, but more of screen time on the phone. We just allocate, okay, 1 hour or at least specifically 47 minutes because apparently in scientific research have shown that to make your partner happy, you are supposed to give your partner 47 minutes of undivided attention. Yeah, so we usually try to just we keep it within that 1 hour or before before we sleep. Okay, or if not, the other one is I don't know if this may actually help, but other than using social media or to be disconnected from ourselves nowadays, what we do is every day, every night, we'll just tell ourselves, okay, give us 3 things or 5 things that we are actually grateful about in our current life. Yeah, that I think that will probably try to pull back a bit of being present and acknowledging who you are rather than trying to escape into another identity.
Okay. Then we move on to the next point. Do you think being present forces honesty? Okay, a very simple reference would be the latest election. When we ask around our friends, they'll be like, "Oh, this certain person sure win." Okay, that's one of the sheep thinking, right? Number two, oh, he they will never do what I want. They will never my vote will never make a difference. Right? This is called herd mentality. But that's why I always encourage people to go and watch the rallies on your own, without your friends, and being present, like I mentioned earlier, being there, listening, word for word, it forces you to think on your own, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And I think it managed to break a lot of preconceived thoughts and what I thought others' opinions were as truth. So I decided I could form my own truth from there. So for me, being present like that, being undistracted by the noise outside, I start to think about, my future depends on my decision right now. And if I can try and influence lah, which is not a good thing, try and influence the decisions. But in a way, it also forces us to be vulnerable, force us to think that, all this while I've been thinking wrongly. Now I'm ready to open up my mind.
That's why I always advocate to go and solo travel, to go and detox from your social media, from your phone, and just go solo travel on your own to anywhere. Because that's when you are actually alone, just by yourself, and you have no one to come and interfere with your life. Whatever time you want to wake up, sure, you go ahead. Wherever you want to sit down and reflect on life by the beach in the middle of Shibuya crossing or sort, it's completely up to you. That's when you like you mentioned is you are no longer distracted by the voices of the people around you or your friends around you telling you, yeah, you cannot do this one, you cannot do business on your own, blah, 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 this kind of thing. And that's when you really reflect on yourself and say, okay, what's my next step? How do I move on?
Okay. But in Shibuya, you still have advertisements popping on your face everywhere. Hey,
But at least because you're
Guliko.
alone. Yeah, I mean, you still have a lot of other distractions going on. So
But okay,
that's
at
why-
least it's not English, then you don't understand. So it doesn't really get in and like.
I mean, you have a lot of other noises going on around there. You have other people walking around. But ideally, yes, go and do some meditation retreat in the middle of the forest on the top
Bali.
of a mountain.
Go Bali.
Bali also can, but Bali depending on where you go as well, like you don't end up in like
Club
say
Med.
yeah, inside the club, go and party or this, then that's I would say that is more of an escapism rather than trying to detox and find yourself, find your voice.
Okay. What do you think silence feels uncomfortable? I think most of the time we always fill it with unnecessary things that didn't matter in the first place. Lah. So basically, we mentioned earlier brain rot content. And that's why when we suddenly cut everything out, you look at me, I look at you.
No
I think
conversation.
1 minute later you start taking out your phone already.
I think it
But
really
if-
depends. I think it really depends on the crowd and the people you're with. Because most of the time, even if I'm with my friends, right, I have very short attention span. Like I'm listening, but my ADHD is so bad. My hands need to fidget with something. So I'll just have a tendency to, because I usually go out with just my phones. So I'll just start playing my phone. Like, turn on a game. I'm listening, like, you have my 100% attention, but I cannot concentrate if I don't have something. I'm doing something else.
But why does it have to be your phone?
Because I only have my phone.
I see that people use their phone so much, you can actually go and pickpocket them, you don't even know.
Oh, that's not true.
No, but I mean, you want to talk about an alternative fidget spinner.
Did I bring a fidget spinner with me? No, I didn't.
Yeah, but you see, that there are alternatives out there.
Yeah, so if you buy me one, then okay lah, I'll probably play with that. But right now, it's like what I have on hand is my mobile phone. If not, right, at the back of my phone, I have this like card holder thing. Then I'll just keep playing the card holder.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
an
very scared to spoil
alternative
it, to be
other
very
than
honest.
being your phone. No?
Maybe you have borderline Tourette's.
I don't have Tourette's, I have ADHD and ADD.
Okay. Next one, productivity as an avoidance. So this one, I had this problem before. So I thought all problems in life can be solved by working harder and longer, right? Well, it only works for the material things. And the things that are more interpersonal, you are usually swept under the rug. And it makes the gap in the relationships bigger and bigger. Even to the point that it's stagnant from where we left it. Then we never address anything, right? Just like, when I achieve more, I come back and talk to you. You know, that's not a right thing to do. I think after a while, I start to realize that it's the people that make the life better, and we should never avoid the difficult situations and address everything. Apparently helps. Do you have any experience from that?
No leh.
I need more context.
Yeah. Do you use productivity as an avoidance?
Yes. To avoid my family.
Okay, if you're putting in that, previously when I was going to post breakup, is that counted?
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, I'm distracting myself with productivity rather than trying to internalize. But it's not screen time. It's not social media as well. It's just avoidance.
Wait, no, but now the thing is productivity, right? It has nothing to do with social media. So it's like you're throwing yourself into work to drown out everything else.
Yeah lor. So post breakup. I say if you want to put it in that context, yeah.
I think I'm just very money minded, so I don't know whether I'm trying to escape or just trying to earn more money.
Yeah. We always think that the materialism will solve, like moving out. Yes, it does help you not see that certain person, but it still doesn't solve the base problems. Something like that.
But if the base problem cannot be solved, why try to solve it?
Avoidance. Okay.
Then you avoid.
Yeah, if you cannot solve the problem, there is no solution to the problem. The only thing you can do is avoid it. Sometimes avoiding is all you have to do to get out of the problem.
But temporarily
No.
only, right?
Not really. Sometimes really avoidance is the solution to the problem. It's the permanent solution to the problem.
But depending on how drastic
Correct lah.
the action is lah.
I mean, it really depends on each situation, but sometimes ghosting a person is really just what you need to say for a person to understand the word no.
Okay, that's true.
Because you can say no like 100 times, right? And the person will still be like, but this, but that. You know, they will never take no as an answer until you really ghost the person. And you block the person from all sorts of social media. They will still find their ways to come back into your life. Until, like, you avoid them at all costs. Then you realize that they are the plague.
So being present for you is very uncomfortable, the way I look at it.
No. Okay, being present for me, it really depends on the people I'm with. So it really depends. So I have a very close friend, like group of friends that I will be fully 100% present. Like in the sense that my phone ring, you call me 10 times, I will not pick up my phone.
Okay, but if let's say your closest group of friends and when you're with them, so happen that all of them are using phone, will you actually call them out?
Yeah. Or just say, put your phones aside. I will just call them out. Oi, why are you on your phone? Then everybody's phones is outside already. No one will say anything.
What if they give the excuse of, okay, this one really very important business?
Then you just have 2 minutes to reply, then put your phone aside. That's it. None of my friends will give the excuse of I really need to do this, I really need to do that. When it's time to hang out with us, everybody's phone is aside. Unless, right, all of us are like purposely on social media trying to find a specific thing. Then the 3 or 4 of us, or however big our group is on that specific day, everybody will be on social media for that period of time. Then after a while, our phones will just naturally put aside, and then you will not find the 5 of us. No one will pick up anybody's call for the rest of the day.
No, I think both of us are guilty of it as well. Like because for this industry, you can have clients or contractors texting you at like 10, 11 p.m. And the most logical thing to do is I will only reply tomorrow. But why do we always have the tendency of picking it up and still replying at 11, 12 a.m.?
Okay. Firstly, I don't think that's a screen exception. Okay. Secondly, I think if it could wait, they will probably want to wait. Right? They wouldn't want to bother you so late at night as well. So if they're looking for you at 10, 11, it's probably something that has to be, a decision has to be made for tomorrow morning. And you probably have to appreciate that because they are the ones that are taking the initiative to solve the problem.
Wait, I would like to counter that.
We should reframe on the way we look at it.
I would like to counter that because I've realized that a lot of people would choose to do it at the very last minute when they realize that, hey, I haven't asked this person this, so I'm asking them at 10, 11 p.m.
But you rather they ask and get it done rather than they don't ask and...
No, but they ask you at 10, 11 p.m., but the next day, they're still not getting it done. Then what's the point of me answering at that very point of time?
I guess you'll never know.
Okay, so in this case, given now that we are all guilty of being obsessed with screen time, social media, how do you think we can cope with this, or how can we find alternative solutions or guidelines to ourselves to lessen down on such screen time and brain rotting on social media?
I think the first thing is to reframe the narrative, right? So there's this saying, right? What you can use, what money can buy is always a tool. So why not we treat our screens as a tool, right? In what sense are we going to use it as a tool? Phone as a phone, okay? Not phone as a gaming station, a movie theater.
I think we should just change your phone to the 老人机.
Yes.
The old Nokia.
No, I'll be happier for it.
It's the one that just has the ginormous number and then one SOS button. You can only call.
I'll be happier for it, trust me. And then only give yourself like time to check your certain emails or messages. You can't always be answering emails all the time. That's what I realized. So why not you just batch rather than letting it control you? Like you mentioned work messages 11 p.m. You can read it. You don't have to reply now if it's not going to affect you in the next 3 days, for example. Right? And your screen, maybe instead of using it as a doom scroll, maybe you can use it as a visualization tool. Or somewhere you can keep your notes. Very dynamic notes, for example, video notes, scribblings. Take it as a reminder, as a place that you can actually use, This is something that makes my life better. Yeah, but it's also a very grey, thin line where it becomes, oh, I want to search for news. Where do I find my news? Wow. Twitter. Finish already. Scroll. No, okay, because if you open up, right, you look for news, right? Then you have world news. Then you have, this country just fired missiles at that country. Wow, then you see like, politicians talking. Then you see, helicopter flying, shooting, machine gun, and non-stop. Yeah, then they have like general statistics. What is the world population, blah, blah, blah. Those fun infograph statistics. Non-stop.
Yeah, so for you it's Twitter.
Yes.
For me it's actually Facebook. Sorry, we are boomers.
Oh my god.
The fact that we call it Twitter.
Okay, it's now called X. But okay, Twitter.
Yeah, but I mean I do agree there's this borderline on like, but that's where I actually get my news from. I mean, other than the fact that you'll end up scrolling into Facebook reels, videos, and stuff, but I do get my source of news. I mean, CNA, sometimes maybe even Mothership, where they'll constantly have all these updates.
So we call this conscious consumption. That means we open up something for that purpose and don't get sidetracked into something else. Like if I'm not wrong, I remember correctly. If I use when I used to use an Android phone, we scroll to the left. There's Google News.
Yes.
That is all
Yeah.
specifically news.
There's such a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was very focused. So
Continue.
we don't fall into the trap of
Wait,
TikTok.
there's such a thing.
Yeah,
No? It's not news.
yeah. This is okay. This gives you very clear, concise, conscious usage.
Wait, I have a question. Don't you all ever get bored doom scrolling
You do after a few hours.
after a few
After
hours?
a few hours, but that few
Yes.
hours could be 7 hours later.
No, not 7 hours. Maybe one hour later you'll be like,
Then my attention
am I
span
doing?
is short. I get
how long
bored.
does it take for you?
5 minutes. I'm bored already.
Wow.
6-second hooks.
I'm, re-
DIY hacks.
I'm really I get bored very very easily. So I need to have like multiple things going on at the same time. So like if I have Netflix on, I'm either playing a game or reading a book.
Wow.
I cannot just do one thing at one time. Man.
I can only do one thing at one
I
time.
cannot. So I will have like a Netflix show on. I'm not watching it completely. I just need like some background sound. If not, right, I'm gonna get distracted. So because I'm very ADHD, if I'm doing laundry, I need to have a show on. I'm not watching the show whatsoever. I just need to have it on so that I will focus on doing laundry. If not, right, I will do laundry like for 3 seconds and then I'll just head out to do something else already. I'll forget the fact that I was ever doing laundry.
No, sometimes what I do is while I'm doing ideation, where it requires me to have constant thinking, what I do is I'll listen to songs of different languages. Like whether it's Japanese or Korean that I basically don't understand on. So at least to me, they are melodies. But if I play like Mandarin pop songs or English songs, my brain will end up drifting with the lyrics.
Oh no. I only use music when I'm studying. I need shows when I'm doing something. Like even when I edit videos, right, I will probably be like watching I'll be hearing the thing. I'll have like my Douyin or like TikTok auto scroll and then I have my like Netflix turned on, but I'm like fully focused on the editing.
Auto scroll.
Yeah, it's auto scroll. But I just cannot have no sound at all. And I'm just listening to this because I'll get very bored very easily.
You? Are you hyper focused? You can only do that one thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you have heard, right? Sometimes I mentioned, oh, this place is too noisy. I need a place where I can quiet so I can do these things very quickly. Or sometimes I cannot have a quiet place. I need this noisy place so I can get inspiration from something. So there's a time and place. So intentional usage versus compulsive usage.
I'm just hyper fixated.
Okay, so going back,
Yeah.
the next point is I think it's also good that we slowly disassociate ourselves into thinking the only rest time is using phone or scrolling social media to have our brain rot. Like I think the fact that if we can go out together to go for runs, or you can even start a new hobby like knitting or crocheting, even though yes they are energy consuming, but they are another form of escapism which may potentially be helpful to us mentally rather than just constantly being on our phone. If we are already every day on our phone already, then during your rest time you are so still on your phone. Then like what you say, you'll never rest your brain.
So give us some practical examples of how we can break away.
What I can say, like mention, finding another hobby, or if not, the other one is to have a very fixated time on when you and your partner decides to, okay, for these 4 to 5 hours, I'm just going to switch off my phone. Nobody's going to ever be able to contact me, and let's just take it as a family time, as a couple time.
So phone-free times.
Yes,
Okay,
just
no
really just
distractions.
switch off. Like, don't even put your phone on mute, face down. Nowadays a lot of people are doing it, and it's debatable saying like, oh, I face down because I don't want to have any disturbance. I don't want to read the messages that are coming in. No, just completely switch off.
One thing I look at is also single tasking. So basically finishing one activity at a time and not have your phone there, like you mentioned. Because I've been in positions where I'm doing something, ding, okay, then can you help me find this certain product? Okay, go and find. Oh, then reply. Then you forgot what you were working on in the first place. And then you start to jump everywhere. So I think, like you mentioned, let's put it aside, do one thing at a time, that's fine. One other thing I feel that is good also is deep listening, meaning you can listen to someone speak without voicing your opinion or giving them solutions. Just try and understand what this person is going through. For example, you lost your bicycle. I lost my bicycle. The effect on you and me is two different things. For example, my late mother gave me my bike. Wow, big deal to me. But you're like, oh, doesn't matter. I can always buy another one. So we have to be there and listen and try and understand. Wow, exactly. How is it affecting you? Make sure it's more intentional, more vulnerable. And getting to know people so much better. I think the next thing also, I think, is also good to create instead of consume. For example, what we're doing right now, right? We are creating content and we don't use social media to mindlessly scroll anymore. At least that works for me, because I'm too sick of using social media already, to be honest.
But
Is it because you're on social media?
yeah, the fact that we are doing this and for the viewers to view and listen to our content is on social media.
Yeah, yes. So all of trying to post and get things out on time is already so tiring that I rarely even use social media anymore. I can't be bothered to scroll people's stories anymore.
I don't ever scroll people's stories.
Yeah.
But we encourage people to scroll our
Guys have to subscribe, follow, and watch. Must
Yeah.
watch.
So I think we can have the mindset that we make this world a better place, and with our talents, instead of washing it down with consumption and never being able to fully realize your potential, right? Like you can never get back the time with family, but money can always be earned, right? And opportunities can surface again.
Correct. Like, time is basically the most valuable thing, and especially with family or with your partners. Like recently, my friend told me, like, yes, if it requires you to travel all the way to another country every 2-3 months, yes, it may be tiring, but it's first of all it's going to make your partner happy, and secondly is the memories that you're going to build every 2 months, right, is going to be worth more than the money that you are allegedly supposed to earn.
So the problem isn't screens, it's actually its unconscious use. So use it wisely, my friends. Okay, another one that we commonly see. Do you know why in the army they don't let us run 2.4 and listen to music?
Why?
Why?
Because, right, we don't get to listen to our heart rate. We don't get to feel our pacing. We don't get to look at the time on the board and how to push ourselves further and strategize. If we are so distracted by the music,
I feel like
I'm on a highway to hell.
to be fair, I feel like music helps pace.
No, but you're not conscious of the numbers at that point of time for every second, and the strides you should take. You're not present,
No,
so you're not optimized.
depending on the songs that you're listening to. If you're listening to ballad, then sure, your pace is relatively slower. But if suddenly, because it's on auto shuffle, the moment the song suddenly changes from ballad to, say, heavy metal, wow, your pace and your heart rate is going to shoot up very quickly within that short period of time. I mean, I think I agree with that statement or not, sure. But to answer you, yes, I think it does matter.
Really, I don't know. I have a running playlist, so you just like listen to that playlist and then you run.
How fast is your...
My 2.4. I haven't ran 2.4 in like since secondary school.
What kind of songs are in your running playlist?
I don't know
Okay,
anymore.
I think right, if you already set the distance and you don't really matter to you how long it takes you to get there, yeah, then you're distracting yourself while running. Maybe it's a good idea. But if you're there to optimize for performance, you have to be very present.
Okay lah, then that I agree.
Yeah, one more thing that we can do is also one device per activity. Use a book for a book. Don't use your iPad for a book. Because the moment you start to get a notification, you're dead, right?
Yeah. Or unless you really have the discipline to airplane mode.
Yeah.
I use my iPad for my as a book because I feel like buying books are really expensive and I'm just gonna read it like once and I'm never probably never touched it again. And I've had termites, so very scared of all my books getting damaged after I paid like $40 for a book.
I mean, there's like the Kindle.
Yeah lah, so I mean I don't want to buy another device, so I already have my iPad. I just use my iPad. And my
Okay,
Wi-Fi,
iPad I think is okay.
I use my phone also when I'm out about. Then I just put my phone on D&D. But usually if I'm hyper fixated on my book, right, no one texts me, I'll reply on.